Hello, I'm Ray, and this is going to be me talking about me visiting the Indian temple. So some background knowledge is that this temple is completely hand-built with the things carved from India and shipped over to America. When they shipped it over here, the whole building was completely hand-constructed and did not use much technology to build, which makes this really beautiful since it's very detailed in the sculpting and the wood. When we went inside the temple, you weren't allowed to take pictures, so I was unable to get some footage. But on that day, I don't know what, but I think it was construction, so that they did not put some of the gods out, and they put it behind a sealed door. Usually, according to my friend that goes there a lot, it's like completely made of gold, but it wasn't on show that day, so that really sucked. Certain beliefs in Hinduism form the background against which the myths form, and one of these ideas is called reincarnation, which is, in other words, the transmigration of souls. In Hindu belief, as each soul experiences many lives after the death of one body or incarnation, the soul is born again into a new living body. Even the gods can be reincarnated in human form. Some of the commonly used words in Indian culture is deity, which is the god or goddess; cosmic, which means large or universal in scale; demigod, which is one who is part human and part god; attribute, which is quality, property, or power of being or thing; and pantheon, which means all the gods of a particular culture. Some of the main gods was Brahma, Devi, Ganesha, Indra, Shiva, Varuna, and Vishnu. Brahma was known as the creator god, which is his role. Devi was the wife of Shiva, which is a goddess who takes many forms, both kind and fierce. Ganesha is a god of good fortune and wisdom. India was the god of storms and rains. Shiva was the god of avenging and destroying god. Varuna, which was originally the creator god and the ruler of the sky, but later became the god of water. And Vishnu is the preserver god or protector of life. And a huge number of the beliefs that are now in Hinduism culture is based on these myths and mythology that occurred within the gods and what happened in that time. When I went to the temple, many of the major gods were inside the room where you weren't allowed to where you weren't allowed to take video or take pictures of. And they also had the rule where you had to have show no skin, so you could not wear shorts, so they give you like a piece of cloth to cover it up. And then it was really clean on the inside, and then everything was hand built, which is really surprising since everything is very detailed and like it could totally match the technology we have today. On the outside, it had many pillars, which were a lot of carvings of a lot of the minor gods, but I don't know all of them, but there's a few. It's like a fire god, the cow god, and that's actually the reason that most Indians don't eat cow, because that's one of their gods, so they can't eat something that they worship. And the reason they don't eat pork is because in India it's considered an unsanitary meat. One of the stories that I was told was Shiva and the sacrifice. The Mahabharata tells how Daksha, Shiva's father-in-law, held a ceremony of a horse sacrifice for the gods. Every god except Shiva was invited. Because of this, she was very angry for being excluded, so she attacked the ceremony with his servants. A lot of blood was spilled, and they ate the priest, and as one drop of sweat from Shiva's brow fell onto earth, it formed disease, which is how they believe that disease came to be, which terrified the gods. Brahma, after, promised that she would take part in all future sacrifices, so Shiva turned the disease into many small ailments to trouble animals and humans instead of gods. Thank you. And I went with Yash and Samir, which they told me a lot because they're part of this culture, so they actually know a lot of background information in this. So it was really interesting going with them, and I wasn't able to record because we were on a time cramp, so I was not able to record there. So this is an overlay of my end. Yeah, thanks.